Bill Cosby got released. Why and how? Hi, Stefano Molea here, San Diego criminal defense lawyer and partner at the law office of David P. Shapiro, where we help good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. I have been hearing a lot of misinformation about Bill Cosby's release from prison after his 2018 conviction was overturned. And I actually just recently saw a poll where people said they thought the reason Mr. Cosby was released early was because of a corrupt court system. That is not it at all. And it's our job, frankly, as lawyers to correct this misinformation. All right, so in 2005, Mr. Cosby was being investigated for allegations that he had raped Ms. Constand. The district attorney at the time determined that there wasn't enough evidence to meet their high burden criminal case, which is proof beyond reasonable doubt. Later on, that district attorney gave Mr. Cosby assurances that he would not prosecute. And admittedly, this was actually an attempt to encourage Mr. Cosby to testify in a civil case that was also brought by Ms. Constand. And by the way, the burden of proof in a civil case is a preponderance of the evidence, also stated as more likely than not, which is way lower than beyond a reasonable doubt. And remember, the O.J. civil case, despite the acquittal. So ordinarily, if there is the possibility of criminal charges and you're asked to testify in a civil case, you can assert your right to remain silent under the Fifth Amendment. But if you are told that you won't be prosecuted, then guess what? You can't plead the Fifth because there's no danger it can incriminate you and lead to charges. So Mr. Cosby went ahead and decided to testify in a civil case and stated that he would give women quaaludes when sexually pursuing them. And that civil case settled for over $3 million. Then fast forward to December of 2015, where a new DA took over and decided to charge Mr. Cosby right before the statute of limitations was up. And then at trial, the DA was permitted to use Mr. Cosby's statement given as testimony in the civil case. You know, that statement Mr. Cosby only gave because he was essentially promised he wasn't going to be prosecuted. So the Pennsylvania Supreme Court said, you can't do that. That violated his due process rights. Now, some will say this was a technicality, but listen, constitutional rights and fairness in our criminal justice system is not a technicality. Maintaining the integrity of due process does not look at the outcome of a case. Think about integrity in most situations generally. You do the right thing not because of the consequences, but because it's the right thing. When the courts make these rulings, they have to do so without looking at the end result, which understandably has upset Mr. Cosby's accusers. But remember that maintaining the integrity of the system protects everybody, regardless of whether you're guilty or falsely accused. All right, thanks for listening and hope to see you next time.